Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche Latina in the NBA. An annual tradition celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. The Bulls happy to return to Chicago after the road trip. Facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
And you know this, Kevin, there is no place like home. It's always nice to be in those familiar surroundings around those that cheer for you, the family, the friends. Home is home, and there just isn't any place like it.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love, the two superstar forwards. Sharpshooters Irving and J.R. Smith are the backcourt duo. And it's Thompson in at the center, filling out the middle.
Yeah, I think one thing, when LeBron returned to Cleveland, it was such a change in team culture, right? That military background that he sort of absorbed in Miami, he tried to bring that back to Cleveland. Now they're an outlier, but I think LeBron wanted the Cavs to move in that direction.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, LeBron. And LeBron last season made his case publicly known about the need for the Cavs to go in early, go home late, and put in work. You think that helped?
Well, I think he was doing whatever he could, and at times it may have rubbed people the wrong way. And I think we have seen a change, though. Players are working harder. They understand the level of commitment needed to compete for a title.
Couple conference rivals going head-to-head. That ups the ante in this one.
A certain amount of, I know you too well.
Yeah.
I don't like you. We've seen each other too much. The games have been too hard. It's the complete antithesis of what you and I feel for one another, Kevin.
But Doris, having played, having coached, do you really know a team too well? Does that really come with that kind of familiarity?
Well, yeah, I think sometimes, you know this guy wants to go right if he puts it on the deck. You know that he's going to pull up the jumper going to the mid-range. I mean, there's just so many tendencies. When you've seen a team over and over like we've done here, you get to know their tendencies so well that I'll tell you, the game becomes very challenging. Boy, that's good ball movement down low to set up that bucket.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Smith outside. Rondo against Irving. 4 on the shot clock. Jimmy Butler with the rebound.
Sometimes you've got to get right in the shooter's grill to bother him, and that's what they did to him.
Now here's Rondo. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And his court vision was extraordinary, too. Let's not forget that. He was flawless passing the ball. You know, early in his career, Robin Lopez was a backup center, but he has grown into a quality starter. You're talking about an elite rim protector. Though he's not the quickest big man in the game, he uses his size exceptionally well.
That free throw missing. And for Robin Lopez, you hear it time and again. Counting numbers, points, rebounds, what have you. Doris, don't do justice to his impact on a game.
I'm going to give you an example, Kevin, right? Here's his rebounding numbers. They're not going to knock your socks off, but his teams always rebound much better when he's on the floor. And the reason? He's tremendously disciplined boxing out. He doesn't always get the board, but he makes certain that his man doesn't get it either, and that's as important. Robin Lopez signed a nice 4-year contract in the summer of 2015. And, you know, for a player who's so unselfish on the hardwood, it is great to see him be rewarded.
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And we can talk all we want about their passing, but from three-point range, these point guards have been filling it up for the past month. Number 1, Rajon Rondo. 4th, Kyrie Irving.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due. Some outstanding long-range shooters.
You know, and having that element of long-range shooting ability makes them a tough puzzle for defenders to solve. You know, it's an invaluable asset for a point guard, and these players have it in a big-time way.
And here's Rondo after J.R. Smith getting his 3 to go. Mirotic, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And Doris, you mentioned Robin Lopez's unselfishness, beloved by his teammates, sir.
I don't know how you couldn't love him, Kevin. This is a guy who does all the dirty work, right? Boxes out, sets tough screens, backs him up at the rim. You know, he doesn't need the ball either. A great offensive rebounder. He'll just create his own opportunities. There isn't a player in the league who doesn't love playing with a guy like that.
Well, their pass it to Lopez. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
You know, with Robin Lopez, a career mid-70s free throw shooter, we'll take that any time from the center position.
Bulls have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
That free throw good from Lopez. One thing the Bulls have to deal with that is unique to their franchise, Greg, is a extremely high expectation factor from their fan base.
And when you have a rich franchise history like the Bulls, it's a double-edged sword. Fans can always look back at the great years in the 90s, but they'll always long for a return to those days, and sometimes the expectations can be too much.
Lopez hits them both. And so here's Cleveland. They lead by 4. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And free throws are especially difficult on the road. The crowd noise can affect what you're thinking, and it's a challenge. And it was obviously a challenge they were dealing with.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Floats one. Rondo, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 6. And Fry kicks to Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And I think it's clear J.R. Smith settling into his role as a three-point specialist as his career tends toward the back 9. You know, he can still elevate and finish above the rim when the opportunity presents itself, but he knows his role.
It's his first trip to the line. Free throw drop for Smith. And Smith with size and athleticism, we all know pretty good at hitting contested shots.
Well, Kevin, we know he's got no conscience as a shooter. His motto is, when in doubt, shoot the ball. His decision-making obviously questioned at times, but the way he shoots it, it's not a bad idea.
Good on both.
And Smith needs to continue to work on improving his shot from the free throw line.
Bulls trail by 8. Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Butler. To the inside. And stolen by Fry. And here's the fast break. Ahead. Here's Irving. Here's Love. And Butler sends it back. Lopez outside. Mirotic. And finished off by Mirotic.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself, he converted in a big way.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Great anticipation, just a little late getting his hand in there.
Bulls on D. They trail by 6. And on the way from Irving for 3.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. I caught up with the Bulls head coach, I asked him what the plan was to deal with all that quickness, and he said, the key is transition defense. Speed shows up in the open floor. If we take that away, we feel we have a big advantage. We'll see if they can slow things down tonight. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Lopez a screen. Butler kicks to Lopez. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And you think of the great outside shooting of the Cavs. Doris, how much of that is the brilliance of LeBron James creating those shots for his teammates?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Kevin. LeBron is not only one of the most devastating slashers and finishers, but his passing might be his greatest strength. Pinpoint bullet passes that zip into shooters' hands before the defense can react. And you look at his shooting percentage on his passes, sky high.
That one is no good.
And really, you got to commend the Bulls for the success they've had in the draft. If you look at that roster, you see a ton of big-minute players who were drafted by the Bulls. They've done a great job of finding players to fill roles within that team.
Valentine's checked in for Chicago. And with the Bulls and their draft success, a lot of it has come with picks, Greg, later on in the draft.
Yeah, the last lottery pick the Bulls had was Derrick Rose. Not a bad one there. But since then, they've drafted or made trades on draft day to find a ton of rotation players. Give a lot of credit to their scouting department for their continued success.
Now here's Rondo. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Dishes to Butler from 10 feet out, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Love kicks to Irving. Head balls. Great assist by Love. Irving's got 5.
Boy, how does Kyrie collect himself so quickly before going up?
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. 11-point game, and that one is good.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Irving with it. Just could not put it together in that loss to San Antonio. To the paint, poked away, and stolen by Butler. Right side, Rondo. Back to Butler. Now here's Valentine. Covered by Smith. Shot clock at 6. Here's Rondo. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, you really have to be feeling it to go with the teardrop. That is not as easy as that looked.
Outside Irving. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Irving's got 7.
I love what I see from him this quarter. Very decisive and very accurate.
Down low. And there's Mirotic on the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists tonight.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Another miss by Irving.
Who knows what happened there, but I'm sure the defense is aware they dodged a bullet.
And stolen by Love. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. Lays it in off the breakaway. 9 points in the game so far.
Oh, Kyrie dazzling on the drive. One of the best in the league at that.
Rondo kicks to Butler. Lopez a screen. Pass to Mirotic. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, Doris, in your playing days of Providence, you were known as a hard-nosed player, extremely competitive, fearlessly going down the lane. Do you think that's something a player can learn, or is it something that you're born with? It's within you, so to speak.
You know, I think you can be successful without necessarily having a tremendous competitive drive. I do think you want to have a certain level of pride, but toughness and competitive spirit, I think, you know, there's a wide variation from player to player.
And for the Cavs, they've got some roster versatility in their front court. Do you like them with the traditional 7-footer on the inside, or do you think they're better off going smaller?
Well, I think, Kevin, most of their talent is at that power forward position, and they've got fours with size and strength. They give up a bit of shot blocking with those lineups, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
And Kyle Korver, 2015, winning the Sportsmanship Award, and more importantly, his first All-Star appearance at the age of 33.
Yeah, pretty rare to see that, but credit his dedication. He continues to work on his game, work on his body, and he gets better and better. Not content to be a shooting specialist, he wants to have a complete game.
And stolen by Valentine.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
For Chicago, they have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Free throw, good, Butler.
And when you talk about what a two-way player is in the NBA, Jimmy Butler epitomizes that. I mean, he can carry a team on offense in so many ways. You know, he came up more so as a defender and has continued to wear that role with pride. And I think that's one reason why, if you're a Bulls fan moving forward, you have to feel good knowing that he's one of the cornerstones of your franchise.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Outside jumper. And there's the pass to LeBron. It's deflected. And here is Butler. 20 points for him last game against Milwaukee.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
Back to Carter Williams. Pass to Laverne. To the middle. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Goes back up. It will not find the hoop. It's his 3rd miss. He has made 2. Butler against James. Williams, a screen on Butler. LeBron dishes to Korver. Outside Williams. Shot clock at 6. The 11-footer. And the shot is long. And usually you hear the two-way player and someone is talking about a big man. But Jimmy Butler can make that impact as a guard.
And that is what makes him special. I mean, few shooting guards can match his prowess and wingspan, coupled with his defensive instincts. And his leadership comes from the fact he plays on both ends of the floor.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Outside Williams. Back to James. Goes up on the wing. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Butler's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The feed to Carter Williams. And Laverne throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's James. 17 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Shots good by Laverne.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Cavaliers leading by 3. Now Williams. James outside. Williams passes to James. Shot to stop the drought and finished off by LeBron.
The defense really doing their best to body LeBron James, but he is just a physical beast who cannot be contained.
Now here's Carter Williams. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Butler in the corner. Valentine setting the pick for Butler. Carter Williams. Shumpert with some nice D.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
Korver gets a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. And now it's an 8-point Cavalier lead. Bulls shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. .35 seconds left in the first quarter. And Laverne kicks to Portis. And it's Carter Williams in the corner. That doesn't go either for Carter Williams.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
LeBron against Butler. And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Just keep things simple. No reason to rush things there.
.11 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Grant outside. Butler on the wing. 3 seconds left. That one doesn't drop. And so the first quarter is in the books. Cavaliers, LeBron has become such the consummate pro.
He is absolutely as solid and steady as a rock at this point in his career. Nothing rattles him. Nothing throws him off his game.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vamonos. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Well, I certainly like the play calling. They're keeping the defense guessing, and more importantly, they're generating points.
Portis is out there with Laverne. Then there's Grant. Then there's Mirotic. And it's Zipser in at the 2 guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Doris, as a former Big East point guard, you know all about playmaking. Who in the NBA right now, in your opinion, is the best at setting up their teammates?
I think Chris Paul. I think he's got the best handle on the point guard position. And to me, Kevin, I don't know how you feel. I'd love your take on it. I don't think Chris Paul gets enough credit when we talk about MVP year after year. Your thoughts?
I think so much, though, Doris, is clouded by the fact that he can't get past the second round. Would you not agree that has been this thing around his neck, which he just can't get off?
You know, it's a great point because the narrative is certainly there. He's never been beyond that second round, and so much of success in the NBA is defined by how many finals have you played in and how many championships have you won.
But I hear so many people who I respect, like yourself, who've played the position, know what it takes to play. Chris Paul is the first name out of their mouth every time about leadership, toughness, overall point guard play.
Yeah, the cerebral nature of what he does. And obviously the only question is, you know, does he demand too much from teammates? Is that even something that you would consider a worthy question to ask? Is he hard to play with?
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, when Kevin Love was in Minnesota, he developed into a three-point shooter, but he said, I know I'm not a stretch 4. I'm a post player that can shoot. It's like Kevin McHale used to tell me, just go where they ain't. I try to space the floor as best as I can. Kevin?
Thanks, DA, and spacing so crucial in today's game. Chicago making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. Both free throws good for Irving. And Kyrie Irving, the MVP of Team USA back in the 2014 World Cup. Doris, when the lights are brightest, he's usually at his best.
And that's what you hope for, Kevin, right? This is a guy who's won the three-point shootout. He's won an All-Star MVP and the Rising Stars MVP. Elite competition seems to bring out the best in him. And when he heats up, he can take over.
It's a pick by Love. Irving dishes to Love. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It goes on Jaren Grant.
Kyrie Irving, one of the most explosive scorers in the league, perhaps the best crossover in the entire NBA. Lightning quick in either direction, strings them together to leave defenders grasping at thin air.
And the first one drops. You talk about Irving scoring. He can go for 50 on any given night.
Well, Kevin, listen, he's got the pull-up threes. He can finish around the rim. He's a shoot-first point guard and not a bad fit playing alongside a point forward like LeBron.
Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
Very quietly, Irving is one of the best free throw shooters in the NBA and has been over the years.
Zipser, the pass to Rondo. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Mirotic gets the bucket.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Love outside. They set the screen. Smith for three. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Cleveland.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
Bulls trail by 7. Outside Rondo. Passes it to Zips. Here's Lopez. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. The Bulls have made 8 of their 12 free throws in this game.
At the line for the Bulls, one shot.
And the free throw, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Inside, stolen by Grant. Mirotic against Love. And Mirotic kicks to Lopez. The shot misses. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. They host the 76ers after this game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Now, here is Irving. He's got 13. The screen from Thompson. Smith outside. 5 to shoot. From past the arc. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Chicago making a switch here. Valentine's checked in. A switch here also for Cleveland. Iman Shumpert's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Bulls trailed by 5. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Lopez sets a screen for Mirotic. He feeds it to Valentine. It's stolen by Jefferson. And it's Shumpert at the elbow. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, the determination there from Shumpert was something else. Took the foul, converts the basket. Beautiful.
Well, Doris, of course, we all know you've had a chance to meet and interview so many coaches and players throughout the NBA. What are are some of the best things about them?
Yeah, I think maybe the most surprising thing about interviewing NBA players in particular is they are very much like you and I. There are periods of great confidence, but if they start to struggle, just like you and I, their confidence can come and go, and they need positive reinforcement. I think the thing I've learned is most often NBA players, aside from the great and sort of distinguishing skill, they are people first and foremost.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
On the wing, Irving. He's covered by Rondo. Feeds it to Smith. Jacks up a three. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
It's good. And now just a 4-point Cleveland lead.
You know, so easy to admire the way he works at close range. Lopez showing that nice soft touch.
Rondo against Irving. On the wing, Shumpert. He tries for three. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
You know, he shot well in the opening period, but since then, he's been absolutely dominant.
Pass to Zipser. Outside Rondo. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Inside, Zipser. Good D by Love.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
I'll tell you what, though, he'll take that every time. That's a great look.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
That's an excellent finish on the break, getting all the way to the cup for an easy one.
Here's Rondo. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Mirotic the screen. In the corner, Valentine with it. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Valentine's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Outside jumper. He kicks to Irving. He's off on that one. Good D by Lopez. The Bulls have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Mirotic has a wide open look. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Outside Shumpert. Smith sets the pick for Shumpert. Lopez with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Mirotic. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Mirotic has got 10 points in the game. Here's Irving. 13 points in the game. To the middle. It's tipped. It's a pick by Love. Jefferson's shot is off.
All the credit goes to the defense, preventing a terrific finisher like that from throwing it down.
Now here's Rondo. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Takes a three. That's good from Shumpert on the assist by Love. 12 points for him.
Boy, and Shumpert looking very comfortable knocking down shots from beyond the arc, just like he did there.
Lopez kicks to Mirotic. Lopez a screen. Mirotic with it. He's coming off a 28-point game against Milwaukee.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Now, here is Irving. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Jefferson gets the bucket.
Timeout. D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooter.
Bulls trail by 10. And here is Carter Williams. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Butler. Second shot opportunity. Cavaliers with the rebound. Korver's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
He's been so inconsistent from the field, and that makes it hard for these guys to catch up.
Kicks it to Butler. To the paint, here's Laverne, and Laverne throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Now here's James. He's got 10. Portis kicks to Butler. And stolen by James. And it's Love penetrating. And Love throws it down.
Boy, Love is so smart at being aggressive when he needs to be, really owning his drives to the rim.
And last season, LeBron hinted that he might like to team up with Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. Said he'd like to take a pay cut to do it. Doris, what do you make of those comments?
Well, I think, Kevin, it's easy to understand why that might rub his Cleveland teammates the wrong way. You know, if that's what he wants, you think the best way to handle that might be behind the scenes. But it was a hypothetical presented to LeBron.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
Boy, and Shumpert has these games where he just explodes on the stat sheet, putting in a lot of work here.
Now Carter Williams still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The dish now to Valentine. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Carter Williams. Sinks the triple.
Boy, that's the wrong man to leave wide open in three-point territory. He makes them pay.
Here's Williams. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. He dishes it to James. It's stolen by Carter Williams. In transition, here come the Bulls. Carter Williams running. And it's Butler missing.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Williams kicks to James. 11 feet away. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now here's Carter Williams. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And it's Laverne missing. Cleveland leading by 7. Korver kicks to Love. Shumpert dishes to LeBron. Down low, Korver. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got 3 assists tonight.
How good is King James at spreading the floor, involving everyone on the offensive end?
Now here's Butler. He's got 10. A minute 50 left to play in the first half. And good that time. Butler's got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
No, he's having one of those stretches where you just have to stand back and admire the work he's putting in on the basketball court.
Here is Korver. He has 5. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Shumpert. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Chicago the other way. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with the win.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, I think when your bench puts up that kind of productivity, it makes your offense so much more difficult to defend. It's a key element in their last win.
Now here's Williams. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, bullying his way to the interior, D. Will shows great confidence.
41 seconds left in the second quarter. Dishes it to Laverne. Lets it go from deep. Cavaliers with the rebound. Korver's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they continue to control the glass.
Outside Butler. The pass to Valentine. Back to Butler. And it's Carter Williams in the corner. Carter Williams with another miss. Taken away. In transition, here come the Bulls. A pull-up. And so we conclude the first half. Cavaliers ahead. They lead by 9. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David. So it's Chicago now. They trail by 9 points. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. So on the floor for Cleveland, Smith and LeBron filling out the wings. It's Love and Fry, the sharpshooting big men. And it's Irving at the point guard position. Butler kicks to Lopez. And stolen by Fry. Here's Smith. Fry. It's good on the putback. Fry's got the lead up to 11 now for the Cavs.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rondo passes to Lopez. And the rejection by James.
He was tracking that shot the whole way. No chance LeBron was letting that get to the rim.
Irving dishes to LeBron. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 5 assists in the game.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Been the story all too often for them today. Too disorganized, not playing cohesive basketball at all.
Now here's Lopez. Left side Butler. Back to Lopez. And he lays it straight in. Lopez has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
I think defensively, they've got to get their heads in the game. Judging by that play, they've come out of the locker room a little lethargic.
James against Butler. And they double up James. Fry. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Fry's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Rondo kicks to Butler. Pass to Lopez. Back to Butler. There's a screen. Shoots from 14. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Butler's got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, he's so integral to the success of their offensive system.
Irving with the ball. He's got 13. Love outside. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked by Mirotic. Butler kicks to Mirotic from 13. No good on that one. Good D by Love. J.R. Smith on the wing. Inside. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. And we all know how skilled Kevin Love is offensively. A guy who can score on the low block and or step out and hit the triple. What about his play on the defensive end?
So this is the conversation, right, Kevin? And I think he's better than he's been getting
so far.
Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Rondo passes to Lopez. Back to Rondo. Soft touch off the glass. Rondo's got his 2nd bucket. The Cavaliers leading by 13. And here is LeBron. 13 points in the game. Screen by Smith. Nobody near Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 16 points for Kyrie Irving. The Bulls have gone 3 of 5 to start the 2nd half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Rondo dishes to Butler. The feed now to Lopez. Butler with the ball. Now Smith defending. And Butler, here we go. And slam dunk by Butler.
You can't blame him for this deficit on the scoreboard. This guy's been consistent as always.
Now Irving. He's got 16. Another miss by Irving.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
He looks frustrated, and by every measure he should be. That's a shot you have to bury.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, it was controversial in Chicago, but the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg to replace Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for a decade in the NBA, and at Iowa State, he was the fastest coach in school history to reach 100 wins. In Chicago, guys, it seems he's loosened the reins a bit, giving the players a little more leeway to shoot with confidence and air it out offensively.
The players have responded. Thanks, David. Grant, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And Cleveland also making a change. Jefferson's checked in. And that one falls for Love. And for LeBron, he's got a lot of miles on him. Some studies have shown players who come to the league at a young age and endorse play a lot of minutes end up experiencing earlier and sharper declines in their 30s. Do you think that could be the case for LeBron?
Well, obviously, Kevin, we've seen him deal with some back issues over the course of his career. He took that mid-season break back in 2015, the longest absence of his career. But listen, come on, LeBron's been an Iron Man. He's learning to pick his spots and to manage some of that wear and tear.
Now, here is Irving. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. Outside for Jefferson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Jefferson's got 6.
Yeah, that's what you want from Irving. He's a point guard who is always looking to distribute the rock.
Lopez a screen. Outside Butler. Just 5 to shoot. To the inside, Lopez. And he gets the bucket. Lopez has got 4 this quarter.
Well, the feed inside has got to be perfectly placed. It nets him 2 points. That's nicely done.
Smith outside. Jefferson setting the pick for Smith. The screen from Thompson. On its way from Irving for 2. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Oh, no defense right there for that shot from Irving. Release so quick, especially off the pass.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Real leaders, the real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. Jimmy Butler 4th.
And he's been a rock for them defensively. Just so many steals for him this year, and so many of them have been in key moments for his team.
And Chicago has possession. It's an 18-point game. The shot, no good. Good D by Thompson.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now, here is Smith. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Zipser, the pass to Carter Williams. Lopez a screen. Up off the screen, and the dunk by Lopez.
That's what you call high percentage right there, Kev. He is so hard to handle at point-blank range.
Here's Irving. He's got 18. To the paint. Lopez with the steal. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his 5th foul. Some changes for Chicago. Laverne comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Portis in for Mirotic. Cleveland also making some changes. Korver comes in for Smith. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Irving. Now here's Carter Williams. Outside Butler. 11 feet away. Here's Zipser, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Bulls making a change here. Valentine's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And a moment now to discuss injuries. Something, Doris, that all teams have to deal with, the most players as well from time to time. Let's get your take on what's the key to staying healthy.
Well, I think obviously most professional athletes realize that they have a limited window with which to make money with their body. And so if you are smart from the time you enter the league going all the way through your career, you're doing the right things. You're getting the proper rest. You're paying attention to nutrition. You're getting massages. You're going to the chiropractor. You're taking all kinds of both proactive and preventative steps to stay healthy. From a league perspective, this is obviously crucial because they know that the players are their most important commodity. And so you're starting to see individual teams and organizations track the movements of their players, both in practice and in games. That kind of data is critical because if you see somebody wearing down, if the data is in fact telling you, okay, Dwayne Wade has run far too much in the last week, let's dial back practice. Let's sit him one game. I think the key is just continue to use data and continue to use what we now know and what we will know in the future to try to protect guys.
Here's Jefferson, and it comes off the front of the rim.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Guys, I think he just lost track of his position.
Here's Williams. Jefferson, a screen on Butler. Wallace with it. The screen from Thompson. 6 to shoot. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Richard Jefferson, taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Jefferson. No good on the second free throw. Bulls trail by 15. Here's Zipser. There's the pick. Launches a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Laverne's got 9.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
I think you'd like to see a little more determination defensively to fight through that and contest a bit.
Stolen by Thompson. It's Jefferson outside. They get the rebound, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, that's a prime example of why Tristan Thompson is considered one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And that one misses. And Tristan Thompson, one of the premier offensive rebounders in the game. 2nd overall, in fact, in offensive rebounds last year.
Well, Kevin, this is a guy who makes his living around the rim. He runs rim to rim, terrific on the pick and roll. He's a smart cutter, does a good job lurking on the baseline for drop-offs or second chance points.
Bulls have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the 3rd. Some pretty nice work. Here's Zipser. Passes to Laverne. Wants to get it to Butler and does. The 9-foot shot. That one off the back iron and out.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And here is Williams. Now Love. Here's Thompson. And another shot. The putback, and Love with his second chance points.
You know, to me, guys, the possession there was all about the perseverance by Love on the offensive glass. Just a force to be reckoned with.
Here's Zipser. He feeds it to Valentine. Here's Zipser to the middle. Count it, and the foul. Thompson, and so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. LeBron's checked in for Cleveland. Von Shumpert has come in for Richard Jefferson. For Chicago, they have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10. That free throw good from Laverne. The Cavaliers leading by 15. Down low. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by Shumpert. 12 points for Love.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
And Laverne throws it down.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. There's 1:17 left in the third. Outside Williams. Love with the screen for Williams. Love outside. 4 on the clock. Drops in the tray. Love's got 13 points in the second half.
You know, since halftime, he's finally started to shoot with confidence.
Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Inside, Laverne. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Laverne's got 10 points in the quarter.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Williams kicks to James. Leans inside, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
We know that LeBron has always been a good foul shooter. Not a great one, but a good one.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Free throw drops for James. Both free throws good from James. Bulls trail by 18. Outside Rondo. Feeds to Valentine. Back to Rondo. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And the first one drops.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And so he makes both from the line. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's James. 15 points in the game. It'll count. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers lead by...
You can't undo what's already been done. Just deal with what you can control, which is the next possession.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Now, here's Irving. Mirotic out there with Laverne. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Now Lopez, after Von Shumpert missed from long range. Rondo dishes to Lopez. Mirotic with it. Rocket 6. Pass to Laverne. The three. Lopez, no luck. Cleveland leading by 16. Shumpert passes to Irving. Love with the screen on Rondo. Irving kicks to Love. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Love's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Cleveland. And Chicago shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far.
Bring it, Rondo.
Rondo dishes to Lopez. Back to Rondo. And the rejection by James. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Jefferson's checked in for Shumpert. Here's Butler, down to 5 on the shot clock, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Cleveland controlling the game. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Love with the screen on Rondo. Rondo with the steal. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Jefferson passing to Love. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, LeBron James has been fouled so many times in his career, it doesn't even faze him anymore. There is no stopping this guy.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Williams is checked in.
Now, you think about Kevin Love deciding that he would return to Cleveland, a shiny new 5-year, $110 million contract. He had to sit with LeBron first and discuss how he could perhaps do more to help the team win. Let's remember, this was a big-time guy in Minnesota.
Now here's Butler. And the layup falls. Butler's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
And Kevin Love knew when he joined the Cavaliers that it would be in a different role. Instead of being the go-to guy he was in Minnesota, he is now more or less the third option.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, obviously for the Cavs, you want to make sure you can try to continue to feature him offensively, even if that's by staggering minutes with LeBron's. You want to keep him engaged and take advantage of his talents.
Here's Mirotic following the basket by Kyrie Irving. A second chance effort. And so he draws the foul on the shot. Trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Rajon Rondo, really one of the purest point guards over the last decade. When you're talking about assists, I mean, he's a guy with the ball in his hands, is very effective at making decisions for the offense, dictating pace. And when he plays off the ball, especially as a spot-up shooter, that's when problems can arise, but he knows how to move without the ball and always seems to find himself in the right place at the right time.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jones is checked in. So he gets them both. And for Rondo, somewhat of a resurgence last season, gained back much of the confidence he had lost after his tumultuous time in Dallas.
Yeah, I felt like Rondo felt appreciated last year, and there's no substitute for having the support of your team. This is a proud individual, and we're talking about a big-time game.
And Chicago has possession following the miss by J.R. Smith. To the right side. Mirotic against Love. Zips it. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
You know, the basket is good, but it's all about the assist there. That pass led him to just the right spot on the floor.
Outside Irving. Knocked away, but they recover it. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. James kicks to Irving. Another shot. Good, and the assist goes to James. LeBron's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Boy, the swagger, the confidence, all on display. He is in the zone right now, Kyrie.
Now here's Rondo. He kicks to Mirotic. A 3-ball. The Bulls keep it alive. And that one's good. Zipser.
Well, that's obviously some defensive miscommunication there, as he gets a wide open look at the 3.
Irving against Rondo. Irving dishes to Smith. Here's Love. That's short off the rim. Bulls trail by 13. Butler passes to Rondo. Kicks it to Lopez. James against Butler. Here's Lopez. And Jones sends it back. LeBron kicks to Irving. Back to James. Lets it go from 14. And it's good off the back rim and in. James has got 19 points.
LeBron has become such an accomplished mid-range shooter. You've got to crowd him or he's going to drop that one in every time.
Lopez dishes to Butler. Just 5 on the clock. Zipser, the pass to Butler. Let's go. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Channing Frye.
The Cavaliers leading by 15. Outside Irving. Screen by Smith. Outside Irving. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
You know, he's been so accurate from the floor tonight, really helping them stay ahead.
Free throw, no good for LeBron. Chicago's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Butler in the corner. Lopez sets a screen for Butler. The dish to Lopez. And he comes up with the deuce.
You know, good example of strength and control there by Lopez. He took some contact on that one.
Cavaliers have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Love outside. He dishes it to Frye. Lopez with the steal. Rondo passes to Butler. Bulls moving the ball around. Lopez sets a screen for Butler. Dishes it to Lopez. Just 4 to shoot. The pass to Butler. Launches it. That doesn't go either for Butler. Cleveland leading by 15. Smith outside. Right side, Irving. And another miss by Cleveland. Into the Bulls, shooting a pedestrian 36% in the 4th quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Pass to Zipser. Butler on the wing. Covered by LeBron. Butler missing again.
You know, he's had a tough quarter shooting the ball, but one thing you have to give him, he's fighting out there.
Irving, good.
Irving, one of those guys that will make a shot no matter how well you defend him. That's just how good he is.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
They set the pick. Butler against Smith. Butler kicks to Lopez. Love outside. James outside. Outside Irving. There's the feed to Fry. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
You know, Channing Frye, guys, a guy acquired by Cleveland last season at the trade deadline. I think he's been crucial. The ability to space the court at either power forward or center, and on a very reasonable contract.
And Doris, you look at advanced statistics. Channing Frye, a better player than some might realize.
Well, I think, Kevin, rebounding is where he hurts you. Underrated defensively, and of course, close to 40% from three-point range. That provides spacing for all of their star talent.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And the veteran Fry just continues to build upon his fine career. A big man with a sweet touch from the distance.
Now here's Rondo. Right side, Butler. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Jimmy Butler. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And so Butler nails both of them. Cleveland leading by 17. That's tipped. It's stolen by Rondo. And here is Mirotic. And it's Rondo in the corner. Passes to Lopez. He feeds it to Butler. Shot clock at 5. Offensive rebound. It's tipped.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
On the wing, Irving. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. That sends Kyrie Irving to the free throw line. It's on Rajon Rondo. And Channing Frye, a three-point specialist at 6'11". It's a shot he didn't really utilize in earnest until his 5th year in the league.
Now think about it, Kevin. It's like he flipped a switch. It's become the staple of his offensive game, and he's a trendsetter in that regard. Very tough to defend that pick and pop at the top of the key.
Now here's Rondo. Now Mirotic. Back to Lopez. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And hasn't had as many opportunities at the line as he did in that first half.
Robin Lopez. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Cleveland leading by 18. Here's Irving. To the paint. Fry, good. Fry's got 4 points this quarter.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
Yep.
against Rondo. Feeds to Butler. Inside. Pass to Zipser. Bulls moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Right wing. Here's Rondo. And a miss there on the triple. Cleveland leading by 20. Now, here is Irving. LeBron left side. He kicks it to Fry. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got assist number 8 here in this one already. Now Chicago's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Lopez a screen. Butler dishes to Lopez, and he gets it to go.
It's a great example of Lopez getting right to where he wants to go on the pick and roll and getting his shot up quickly. That helps you have success.
Now, here is Irving.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Cleveland.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Irving.
Well, we can talk about how easily he was converting all night long. Just a spectacular offensive display.
Now here's Love. Back to James. Hangs. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Here's Chicago. And it's Rondo in the corner. Kicks to Mirotic. Hands it from downtown. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Irving with it. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge.
There isn't much that Kyrie Irving can't do offensively. He's got unreal handles, amazing vision, and he can finish in tight or knock down the deep ball. Kyrie is the man I want running my offense because he's from New Jersey.
You want to talk about domination? You want to talk about domination? This is it tonight. The combination of talent, competitive spirit was unmatched tonight. Adjustments were made by the other side, but when they made them, he adjusted right back.